Hello, can you all hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So, ah,
For me, I think first and foremost is to start with what I have, which is a skill that has to do with the career or the skill that encompasses the career and work on building myself. Take, for instance, I personally, though I studied electrical electronics engineering, I was a big fan of art. And so the animation industry and gaming industry was like something I envied to do. So, but looking back then when I was in school, the content of animation was not online. The tutorials were not found online. Unlike the fact that you could find how to make beats and the rest of them were all prominent online. But I was curious to learn it. So when I saw an NGO that was teaching children how to do 2D animation, I jumped on it to join to help teach children because I felt since I would learn through the process, I could also use the opportunity to also teach. So instead of starting off with 3D, I started first with 2D and started building my career that way. Though for 2D using Scratch and all, it sounds all petty, but I use that as a foundation and leverage to what I wanted to achieve on the long run. So as time progresses, with that skill I learned from the little understood from 2D and what I could do with it, it built into my venture into 3D and animation and working in the space. Then I later found out that okay, this space is dominated by mostly men. How do I leverage on it? Then I took up to go into LinkedIn, not as someone who studied engineering or someone who did programming, but someone who was interested or invested in working into 3D. And I started building the skill while also practicalizing all the other skills I learned. Most people call it as a side hustle, but to me, it was the career path I wanted to take so seriously. So I continued the learning process, also applied for other programs that had to do with it. So with my peers, everybody was more clamoring into venturing into the technology, telecommunication industry to get jobs. Others were looking at banking and the rest of them to use the engineering certificate into use. I, for one, I wanted a career where I could be pursuing my career at the same time doing something I also love and have time to work on the career I wanted to create for myself. And with time, I entered into coding and programming full time because that would allow me to work a remote job and also find time. So I think in building a career path when everything's against you, like Nigeria, power supply is an issue. But making ends meet by making little money from the program and everything, that could help fund the career path I wanted. So I think in general, I'll just say more of consistency and not relenting what you're doing. I feel consistency always beats intensity and everywhere it goes. So thank you. My own part.
okay. So, one of the things you said here is consistency, being consistent. Go ahead, CJ.
Hello,
Hello, yes, go
can
ahead,
you hear
CJ.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Victoria, thank you for that. Um, I would say you don't need to see the entire staircase before you start making the next step. Think if you have that mindset in your head as a young Nigerian or a young one, that will give you a hint of not to wait till when everything is already being put in place before you. Because if you see, almost every successful people we have in this world now, if they tell you their story, you see that they start making what they are doing now was out of from where they were before. That on let's say in pain, that's when they discover themselves. Because you can't find yourself when you're in comfort zone. Like what my dad always say. He always tell us that you see, anytime maybe on Saturdays like this, Monday to Friday is always school. That is compulsory. Whether you are sick or not, you must go to school. Go to school and start sleeping there. But Saturdays, we see it as something like a it's a liberty for us to just relax, sleep, wake up anytime you want. But as early as it's 6:30, everyone already wake up us. To us, it's painful to us because it's even from Monday to Friday, you wake up early. Even Saturday, you're supposed to relax. He said, no, that same Saturday is something you can use it to do something. It might not be in the academical line, but you use it for something else, to learn something else. So you don't need to wait to relax because it's not school days and you just feel like relaxing. So you see that most people in this in industry we are seeing these days, they venture into those things when they were in pain. Some of them they didn't wait for opportunity to come. They started with volunteering for some certain things. Well, maybe they have something, they have no idea of how to do it because of they don't have that connection, that somebody to recommend them, but they already want to make an impact. They started by, okay, let me just do it freely, or maybe I say hearing that these people they can volunteer and do and get exposure. They volunteer themselves. So from there, as they volunteer themselves, they start doing those things and getting used to, and also learning from it. So let me use myself as an example because I know how even uh, uh, why people always say that why didn't you continue your engineering aspect the way you used to be do it. I'm one that always have a passion of any time how to do it, take, right from secondary school. But because of they couldn't give me admission there, and they instead of giving me computer science, they gave me electrical. So I said, okay, it's fine. It's still part of this. Let me just enter it. And I enjoyed doing it. But in a situation where maybe when I went for my IT, right, I told people that my friends that I would like to serve wherever they anywhere I'm going to serve, they will likely going to retain me. So I would like to I pray that let them give me where I will send me to where I would like to work. That has to do with something I have passion with. Like play. Even when I went for IT that time, they didn't want me to go back. They said I should continue. I said no. Okay, let me be schooling, and I said I'm schooling in East while I'm doing my IT in Lagos. So there's no way I can be schooling and doing that job. So I have to go back. The same thing happened to this my service when I go for service. Initially, I was posted to where they are doing installation, CCTV, all those things. And it was way fine until they decided the management said that we should be, as corporate, supposed to be coming on Saturdays too. So it started causing a problem. Even before then, they already started planning to return me then, before this issue over. So I have to say, no, I can't be, I'm living with someone, but if anytime I have a chance, I will come. And that thing, the work we are doing that time, I don't do it alone to say I was assigned to do this. I do it based on I'm trying to grab something from it. So sometimes even the people that are working with us, the other coppers, sometimes if they didn't give them any TP to do something, they won't even do it. But I see that something like, okay, let me use the opportunity to at least, even though I know how to do this, there's something I'm going to grab from it. And the thing I make myself available that I started learning more than my peers there. Even though we joined the same time, I started grabbing more than sometimes even sometimes they will send people that old staff to go and do. So I was sending them, they will send me as a new person. So the thing started causing a confusion as how can you say this to me, you just joined and you're sending it. They started until the management started explaining to them that have you seen Chioke work before? If you see, you don't expect, you won't suspect that it's a new person, a copper. Because how he put everything effort to learn. So if you start having that mindset that any opportunity we have, we don't decide to we don't just relax there that this is the end of where we are going. We just use it as a stepping stone that if I be able to grab this opportunity, I don't know where I will find myself tomorrow. And if I find myself somewhere tomorrow, this opportunity, this opportunity I have, or this learning skill I'm acquiring now will help me there. Because my dad always tell us that anywhere you find yourself, make sure you grab something because no knowledge is a waste. They might not use it that time. One day, it's nothing will just cross across. You remember that, hey, I grabbed so thing, you use it. So that thing always play in our heads as we are growing, always play in our heads. So that anyone you have opportunity to do something, always try to be there to grab that thing, because we believe that that place we are at the moment is not our final destination. It's just that you have to start somewhere. And that is what our youth supposed to be happy in the mind that no matter, you don't expect to have a start at the top at the highest rank before you start doing anything. That little place you are doing something, the little thing you are doing, start from that place, and that will make you to be able to equip yourself, because you don't know what you are going to face tomorrow. Just like I remember we always said the internship or all this cohort. No matter the tools you are using now, because you don't know where everybody play to work in a good organization that's well furnished. But you don't know the tools they are going to use. So now you don't have opportunity to work on those areas, and you are being exposed to some certain things. It's true now, it might be finding difficult to grab it. If you start exposing yourself to be familiar with those things, if you find yourself in that particular situation now, your main dream job or something, and you find out that that same tools you have been playing around with, see that it will be very, very easy. You see that anytime they see you doing that job, you won't be doing it as somebody that's a novice or somebody that just joined. You're doing it as an OG for in that situation. So when you have that mindset, it help us always to start a successful career, because most thing that kills successful careers is just lack of uh, knowledge and target. Let me stop here for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Chijoke. Anyone else? Our topic today is how do you build a successful career when it seems like there's no path to making any headway. So any takers? I know many of you are just starting life afresh, but what would you tell somebody who is in secondary school? How would you advise them the course that they need to study in the university based on your observation and from your own experience? So what would you tell them? What qualities should they have? What skills set should they start developing? Should they wait till they turn 21? Should they wait till they turn 30? Should they just sit down and wait for the whole thing to fall on their laps? Should they just wait for tomorrow to come? You know, we say yesterday has come and gone. Today is here. Tomorrow, we don't know what it brings. You know, it will take care of itself. Should they wait for tomorrow to come? Basically, should we wait for tomorrow to come? We've heard from Victoria, we've heard from CJ. Chikama, Ekene, Jane, Nkemjika, Seraphine. Seraphine, you studied geology, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, what are you doing now? Are you working in geology or are you working in a different field? Chikama, what did you
I'm
study in
okay.
school?
and also
You're,
bake.
you're working in that field or in a different field?
The same field.
Okay, you're working as a geologist.
As their technologist.
Okay, that's good. So what do you do?
Handling sample, running tests,
Okay,
student practicals.
okay, you work in a school.
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right. So how has that been for you?
It's interesting.
So how were you able to navigate your way, build a career in that field?
Although initially it's not my passion, but I'm getting used to it. I love it now.
Okay, initially it wasn't your passion. So how did
Yes.
it become your passion now?
No, during our time when jam you 2 times, you change course.
Okay, so that forced you to it.
Yes.
So right now, how did you now make that shift to liking it? How did you pivot? Some people, jam gave them something else, but they never embraced it, even after going to school. So how did you make that shift to embrace
Um.
that course?
Okay. Since I found myself in the course, I developed interest in it.
Okay,
But as I said earlier, initially it's not what I wanted to study before. But you have
okay,
to love it, love what you are doing.
okay. So if you have an opportunity now and somebody comes to you, would you do this same thing that you're doing now? Or would you change?
Is it my course?
Yeah, the career path you're in now, would you change it or would you continue?
I don't think I will go back. I wanted to continue with it.
Okay,
I want to continue with it. I will.
you will, okay. All right, that's
Mm.
fine. That's good. So anybody else? How do you build a career? How? A career might not be something you studied, it might be just something else. A career might just be a different thing. So how do you build that when everyone is telling you it can be done? And the situation on ground is like it can be done. CJ, go ahead again.
Okay, then I just wanted to say something based on what the sister just said now. There is something that I have been encountering in my place of work that has to do with coding. Initially, remember, I have a mind to study computer science, later find myself engineering, which I later I was doing it with passion. So now that I am no longer in school, and my first find myself in tech line, but along the line, always encountering coding in, especially when you go for a client to do something, you see some all this little code. So recently, I just made man, it's not better I just look into this because the moment you find yourself there's a problem and you need solution to solve those problems, people will start looking for you. Like my boss will tell you that try to be a solution solver in anywhere you go so that you'll be seen differently. Unlike seeing just crowd that are here, everybody seeing the same people. If you are a solution solver, the way they are seeing the crowd will be different from how they will see you. So this thing make me to realize and I said, okay, this code, It's true that I heard that there's people, you mentioned code, the people say, it's so hard. Even to me, say, I have not code before, but I see that something that is somehow hard. I say, no matter how you're going to be, I will start small, at least. Even though I don't know it very well, at least that little ones that I always encounter anytime you go for field work, I can be able to do something. I won't be seeing it as something that will always scare me because anytime you're going to any job to do something, and I remember that there is something that has to do with that coding part, something. Before that day, say I'll be, it will always give me a sleepless night because I know how I always battle with my coding to settle those things. So this thing make me done. I said, no, let me just look into it. Even though I didn't start I didn't learn it very well, but let me have that little knowledge, at least to be solving those small things. So this thing has to do with our career you are talking about. You don't wait to grab everything to learn. Just find something that is a solution to issues around you or something. Maybe from that something you are doing, there is a problem that people are looking for solution. Can be able to capitalize those things and start small. Gradually, it will be able to. You can at least you see that you find yourself as in helping people to solve so many issues. Because I remember if I go if I go field work with my orga, that day it's always our best field work because that one is too good in that line. Especially when you have to do something, you have to put code in whatever you are going to do. So anytime we are going, maybe if he's not going to follow us, I remember that you're going to encounter this thing, the kind of headache, eh? But if he's follow us to go that way, even before if they tell you that you are going to sort into tomorrow self, you start today to be enjoying because you know that solution is going with you people. So all these things is something that we should put into consideration when we are anywhere we find ourselves. That solution solver to solve people's problem. There are a lot of problems plenty for this country, even outside country, looking for people to solve. But how do we grab those and learn those things to be able to solve those problems? That is where it's limiting most of us. But if you can start from anywhere, that job you are doing, locate that little problem. It might be a problem you solve to someone. That person will say, hey, I recommend you. So go meet this person. Hey, I encounter something. He's helped me to resolve it. From there, you find yourself scaling to another level than you can even imagine. Because don't wait to get that opportunity to deliver to escape, just to scale through. Just from that little, that will just pave way and push you to where you wanted to be. So that's just wanted to add to that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, CJ. Who else? How do you build a career? There's some of you studied courses that you didn't want to study. That's not the end of the life. Okay, who wants to go next? Victoria. Go ahead, Victoria.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. What CJ said actually prompted the memory of what happened to me last year. So since I took a course in game development and I want to get serious with gaming, I got an opportunity to be referred to a job which has to do with motion graphics in gaming. So a totally different aspect of gaming I was not exposed to. And the pay was really very good in dollars. So when the person checked my profile, I was like, oh, okay, you can do the work. And they set in the test. The test was something very basic in the gaming industry, and I took it. So on the first day of the job, we were given some lecture things to do in Unity. And we started. I felt like crying that day because it was something different from what I had learned from class in the whole tutorial thing and what I've done my project before. But I was like, if this is what I really wanted to do as a career, I should actually push my head and pull it through. And that's how I say the aspect of resilience come into play when you are fixed on what you want to do and give it your entire 100%. I had to go the extra mile to learn. And my team lead was like, oh, okay, wow. She messaged on like, okay, she saw what I did, but this is what the expected results they wanted. I thought, yes, I'm very curious to get to the end result. You should give me time. So when she saw how resilient I was to actually get it without giving excuses as others that came on board the same day with me were giving, she had to even give me some tutorials on Coursera. I was like, okay, I should go through that Coursera courses on Unity and see how far it will help me in getting my project done. And now I can even do 2 days job without even feeling like, okay, I have something to just to do. So I would like to advise you people going through anything in career path that resilience is actually key. Not giving up is another factor when trying to build the career path. Especially when you can't see someone who is in the same, someone you could relate to in the same level as you are, that best understand the way you are when trying to get that career, or you feel, "Oh, this is what other people are doing, this is where I am." You can be where you are and do things that would get you acknowledged. Because working with that job currently, you see them say, okay, they refer people joining on board and say, oh, go and meet Victoria. And when they refer those persons to me, I just smile and say, wow, I was once like this, and that effort I made actually got into this level where people refer me to put someone else through. So I think resilience is another thing one should also have during when creating the career path, because I think I'm doing same too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Anyone else? Now, one thing I've found out is there's never a time limit or an expiration to one pursuing a career. Whether you're 15, whether you're 30, you're 40, you can pursue a career. It all depends on what you want and how you want to go about it. The key thing is you make up your mind and you become intentional about it. Anything you want to do, you have to be intentional. It shouldn't be even if it's by accident, you stumbled into it and it became something that you like, become intentional about it. Go ahead, Ekene. How do you build your career?
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. How do you build a successful career? Okay, for me, I think there are two major factors. And they are consistency and discipline. For me, yes, I would relate that with myself. I studied statistics. I study statistics, and it is my interest to build on that. So I've wanted to do data, anything that has to do with data, and I've been building on that as well. So even during my school days, even though I took some courses, but I wasn't very much serious about them during those period. So we graduated, and up to this moment, I'm still taking courses. Why for me, or why it has not paid yet, but I'm not giving up. It's about it's not just about it's about what's fueling me. All right. So for me, it's consistency and discipline. For a while now, I've made up my mind that I will be taking the course. Every day, no day will pass away without me having to do something that has to do with data. And it's been working for me. It's been working for me, honestly. And I'm taking a couple of courses as well. And currently even upscaling to data science. So for me, it's discipline. When I say no day shall pass without me doing something that has to do with data, it's not because I have time or something. It's just about making out time for something you want to build upon. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Discipline, investing in yourself and your time. Basically, that's what you say. From what I deduced, you've decided you will learn one thing every day regarding data. Anything that has to do with data analytics, you will get informed on a daily basis. That makes you a very dangerous person because every day you learn something to get smarter, you learn something to gain more knowledge, you learn something to put you closer to that particular goal, that particular career path that you've chosen to do. And by the time you know it, you will get to the zenith of it and you will begin to make something out of it. Now, people who did not realize, who didn't see that process, will only see, this guy don't blow. Or how did he blow? They cannot explain it. They just want that result and not the process. So, anyone else?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, for me, I will use myself as an example. Like, I studied civil engineering in school, but that was never what I wanted. I wanted to be a medical doctor. But looking at my family background and everything, after writing JAMB and aptitude test and all that, my mom told me that she cannot really afford that. So I just had to quit looking for admission on that medical line and then switch to engineering course, which I practically saw myself through school. For me, I would say that sometimes the way we see life doesn't work when it comes to that. Like building your career, maybe the way you think maybe the one you think that will give you what you want in life actually will not be the one that will give you that which you want. Even in the line of civil engineering, after studying and all that, I'm still a teacher. I mean, I didn't go to the field to practice. Like, I didn't have that opportunity or connection. I saw myself on teaching line over all these years. Like, I've been in teaching until last 3 years. I decided to switch to tech to try it and see if it will work. So for me, I say a successful career is rarely built from one big opportunity. Most times it is built from small, consistent moves that eventually connect together. Like, as I've started this life over these 3 years now, I've been seeing opportunities under it, even though it's not much. But I've seen that thing that's making me, like, pushing me to do more, to invest more on this line that, yes, I'm going to build a career, a really successful one in it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very fine. Connecting the dots, you just have to do it. It's not about the big things, it's about the little things. How you connect those little things. By the time you start connecting them, they start making sense. And then before you know what is happening, they're really forming to become something unique, something great. So thanks for sharing that. Many of you here have engineering background. However, you chose something else chose you. Sometimes we choose our career. Sometimes the career chooses us. So for some of us, the career found us. For some of us, we found the career. So that's impressive. That's really great. Anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so from my own side, I think the area that we don't really get to talk about much is the shy part, conquering shyness. Like I'm going to use myself as an example. When I studied veterinary medicine, so but that wasn't what I originally wanted to study, but ENN gave me that, and at first I had in mind that after first year I was going to switch back to what I wanted, but at some point I just said let me just continue. But then I never really had that love for animals like that. So I wasn't really I wasn't really that passionate student. All my focus when I was in school was pass just pass this exam and graduate when I'm supposed to graduate and then leave the school and find something else. So, but when I graduated, like after my induction and everything, I was just looking at my license, looking at myself, and looking at. So my mom was like, "So what do you want to do now?" I said, "I don't know this thing. I don't even know how I'm going to go about it." But then one day, a senior colleague of mine who happened to be my elder brother's friend came over to the house and we had a really long conversation about the course, the profession, and everything. So he was able to talk some sense into me, if I would say it that way. He was able to talk some sense into me, give me plenty scenarios why I should try and focus and build a career path on something I already struggled because veterinary medicine is a very tedious course. That's a story for another day. So after the whole sermon, then and I found out that I'm this very shy type. To even go to people and tell them that, okay, this particular service, I can render it to you was a very big problem. It was even if to the extent that even my landlord where we live had dogs, but I still couldn't go to that man and say, I'm a vet doctor. I can actually handle your pets. Like you're living with a vet doctor in your compound, and then you have to still invite vet doctors from other places. You can imagine how weird that was. Then in the estates where we stay, I have so many people who had pets, so many people who was even into poultry and fish ponds. I could even like pitch myself to, but I was very shy. I didn't like, I could not even talk to them. Like even on social media, I'm even this person that I hardly talk in a group. Like you will not hear my voice except it's very, very necessary. So one day I had to tell myself that this was the part I'm going to work on very, very well. Because if I don't really tell people, if I don't sell myself, nobody is going to sell me on my behalf. Like if I don't really come out and tell people or do things in a place that people is going to see that this is what I do, like nobody is really going to know that this is what I do. So I decided to start talking to few people in the area where we live. And like that, I found out that because at the time I was interning while I was waiting for my service, I found out sometimes when I get works outside the one I'm doing for my boss, like it's almost like I'm making sometimes I make my salary in few days, like something I have to wait for 1 month to complete before I'll collect it from my boss. But if I go for my own side hustle, yeah, for my own personal work, I'll just make the money. Sometimes in 2 days, I already have my salary with me. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this is what I've been missing. Just because I was shy to talk to people, to tell people that this is actually what I do. Now, fast forward to when I started service here, because it's a government clinic, we don't sell accessories. We only do treatments. We don't sell accessories. But at a point, I found out that many clients that come will always request for one thing or the other. Some of them want food. Some of them are eager for you to tell them the kind of food to give to their pets. And if you have it, you sell to them. But we don't sell. So one day I told my colleague, I said, I know that it's not approved for us to sell, oh, but we can actually start this thing as a side hustle. Oh. Get these things because they actually ask for it. Get these things. Even the ones they don't even ask for, we can pitch it to them and tell them the importance, the need, the reason why they have to do this. The guy was like, is it going to work? I said, yes, it's going to work. We can go to Onitsha, we get it cheaper, and then we come back. So that was how we started that small, small. And before you know it, we now have people that can actually call and say, we need this. That's apart from helping them handle their animals and all whatnot. They will say they need this, they need some accessories, they need food or something like that. Then we would have to sell to them and make that gain. Anyway, that one is not part of the government money anyway. So I just hope they don't catch us one day. So I'm just saying in the part of the whole shyness, and I'm even this person that doesn't even like social media. So recently, my friend was telling me that I can actually use social media to start building my career path, even if I don't have a working store yet. Maybe before I'm done with service and all whatnot, I might not really have the need to start stressing myself and looking for who I'm going to work for to be collecting 100K per month. So I can use the power of social media and just market stuff. If I market stuff, then I could go buy and sell to them, even if I don't have a working store yet. Like a lot of people do it, online vendor and all whatnot. But me, I have always been that shy person, but recently I find myself using my social medias to market stuff that has to do with my profession. And like sometimes I'm like, wow, is that me? Sometimes when we are doing treatment, I'm like begging them, say, if I'm the one handling, I'm like, please get me photos and videos of before and after. Like they will be like, for what? I'll be like, I want to use it for my social media, and they're like, you, because they know how much I don't like. I'm almost a ghost on social media, but recently I found out that this thing is actually pushing people's career. So I just have to leverage on it. So I feel like if people would conquer their shyness, some of us are too shy and it's spoiling things. We are so confined, so conserved, and it's kind of spoiling things. But if we can come out at least, be visible a little bit, we could get a good turn in our career paths. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing that. You know, um, gradually, little by little, resilience, just doing that same thing, being persistent, consistency, and all that. Go ahead, Ajolo. So, how do you build a career?
Okay. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I will agree with everybody, but most especially with Uncle CJ, because for you to set a strong career, you must, of course, have passion on something that you want to do in life. Then you start building career in it. Then you every chance you get, like for me, I've not gone to high institution, that's university. But because I've always had this passion for tech, that most especially computer, how to integrate it, manipulate it, and everything. So I always try to utilize all the chance and opportunity that I find, no matter the place, so whether at work or even my friend. As long as I can get something from it, I'll always be eager to learn from there. But building career, there is no what is it called? Like this is a straight way on how you do it. Like I'm trying to say, it's more of trial and error. You learn this, you learn that. You keep doing it until one clicks. Let's say you found the opportunity to learn coding, you now learn it. Then a chance came up that they need somebody that knows how to code. You see, you can venture into, take up that role. But in a case, maybe just how to navigate through the system, let's say system admin, you can still take up the job because what? Out of your passion, you were able to learn all these different skills. But also we also need to look at the situation. Like, let's say some people will be like, Nigeria is like that, that you not connection and all that now. But if you really know what you can do or what you can offer, like Okusije said, that there is a lot of problem to be giving solution to. Yeah, because I know a lot of work that my mom would have spent like a lot of money, doing, but I do most of them. So she will be left with, let's say, printing it or maybe sending it to the people that needs to be sent to. And even here at work, I work in my office where I work as a salary earner, where I work in the security department. But some of their main staff, sometimes they need help with, even sometimes with email, how to navigate with their email, or sometimes they will just see some glitch message and they'll be confused on it. I'll be like, yes, I know how this works and how to navigate it. Even some of they are blind. I'm the one that helps them with their system and all that, because you have to show up. You tell them that you can do this. A reason why I'm saying this is because of the last speaker that said about shyness. Me too, I used to be shy, but I also learned that when you can't be able to sell yourself to the public, then the skill you have is as bad as nothing now. You can't tell people, or you can't even put it out to that solution. So you have to show up, tell them that, yes, that this is what I do, I can do this and that. And from there, you are helping them. And of course, I was also fortunate enough, because of that passion, to participate in the cycling Cipdi Young Initiative Program back then in 2022-23. And we learned graphic design. And most of my friends, I design for them, let's say a food banner, restaurant banner, and all that stuff. And they pay me. I know it's not more, but at least it sorts out some, these data plans and all that stuff. And I also think that parents plays an important role in building a successful career path, because somebody that maybe have a poor parental background in terms of building your career and even morals will have a difficult, we find it difficult building a successful career path, because at maybe 2021, he or she is still finding out or still trying to put him or herself together. But if at early stage, parents maybe, guide them, try to show them some process. If you want to be this, if you want to be a surgeon, you have to do this. From there, they will be developing passion for that, because it takes passion for somebody to start saying, yes, I want to take career on this. Because I have a friend, the dad is a civil engineer. I'm also talking on reference of one lady that said that she studied civil engineer, but she now works as a teacher. The boy, that my friend, the dad is a civil engineer, but most time, as each time he has a chance to follow the dad to work, he always makes sure that he does that. And from time goes on, when you see this guy talk about, beams, colon, and he was even the person that made me to, start browsing about, beams, colon, about, what to use in building. So when you see him explain that, you'll be like, wow, this guy, he's a natural. And due to he already know that, and he keeps showing up. Now there is another civil engineer that was working on a site around our area. That my friend is now an assistant to that, and they pay him because he knows it and he keeps showing up. So I suggest that lady, if she can just show up, even if it means impressing with the terms and the terms used in building, I'm very sure that there are civil engineers that she can start as an assistant. And of course, she can build a very strong, successful career in that in that her profession, in her case of study. So that's my case on profession, building a stable, successful career. Thank you.
Wow, That's amazing. Thank you very much, Joe, for that. Whatever you studied in the university, or whatever you studied in the polytechnics, or whatever course or part you took in secondary school is not wasted. It is still very useful in building your career. You may have studied engineering. It is still very useful in building an art or a filmmaking career. It is still very useful because there's skills you developed. There's some skills you built while you were studying that. One of the things about going to school is it opens your mind to now think about solutions rather than problems. So whatever you studied, regardless of the course, I want you to know that it is a block, it is a tool for you to use to build your career path, to build whatever area you want to go in life. So it is not useless, it is still very, very useful. So even if you studied medicine and you find yourself a teacher, that's not what you wanted to do, but you can still combine both. The experience you gain from teaching, your knowledge of medicine, and you become a provider. You become someone who produces, who teaches, who builds, who develops future medical doctors. Because teaching is a skill. Not every medical doctor can teach someone else. It takes a special person to be able to combine that and train other people to become amazing and great medical doctors. So wherever you find yourself today, we can build on that today. We can start building our tomorrow right now. Go ahead and Kim Jiga.
Good evening,
Good evening.
everybody. Good evening, sir. Everyone has spoken really well. I've picked a lot from what everybody said, and I also want to talk about a little bit on what Mr. Ifeanyi said when he mentioned investing in yourself or investing in your career. It's in ourselves one way or the other. A lot of people do different things. A lot of people start things without knowing how exactly to navigate around it or how to go about it. But then when you bring an opportunity to them, do this way, follow this path, follow this way, it might require investing your time. It might require investing financially on yourself regarding that particular thing you want to gain. But it's sad to see that so many people may not want to do it. Some maybe because they don't have the money, others maybe because they have the money, but they feel like, oh, is this not going to be a waste for me? Like Igbo people will say, they want to, they want to learn it and learn everything by themselves on their own terms, in their own way. But when you want to build a career professionally, there are certain things and there are certain levels you need to step into, and it cannot be achieved without going a bit higher, a step further, to learning some, maybe some courses, going through some conferences, going through webinars online and stuff like that. Like sometime this year, I think it was in February, we had the Enugu Tech Conference in Enugu State. I posted it then on this our ambassadors group. Then I was asking them who is around in Enugu that would like to. Me, as much as I wanted to attend conference then, I tried so hard to do it. It was a 4 days conference, but still, out of that 4 days, I couldn't make out time because of my work schedule. Though I really had an interest of attending, but I couldn't. So to grow a good or stable career path, some sacrifices also need to be made financially, time-wise, and all those things. If you can, you bring out money, learn 1 or 2 things, 1 or 2 skills. It could be communication skills, it could be management skills, it could be any skill at all that would require you getting to a certain level professionally. If you can afford it, you get out some money, learn it one way or the other. If not, there are certain things that are free, or some ways you can find it free to a certain level. You just need to make yourself available for it. Show up for it and learn it. At least we are offering one of those opportunities to people out there through our professional certificates, which we are giving out. It's just for some people to just show up, give their data, and to learn 1 or 2 skills that can help them in the future. But yet, you see that some people are not even willing to do that. Even when they say don't pay, you don't need to pay. Some people are still not ready to bring out their time. So to grow a successful career, you also need to invest in yourself one way or the other, which you can. And again, putting yourself out there, showing that this is what you can do. Like sorry, I'm trying to remember your name. Workplace, he tells them I can do this. Oh, I know how this thing works. I know what this thing means, and he says it. Likewise, I also experienced that where I work too. All these support stuff, technical issues that can be handled online. When people see it as a very difficult thing to do, I will tell them, okay, do it this way, do it this way. It's not even much, but some of them don't know those things. So I just tell them with a little bit of explanation, do it like this, do it like this, it will work. And almost every day, I am the one solving problems for people. Technically, do it like this. They will come to me, what should I do? What should I do? I say, do it this way, or reach out to support people for the ones I cannot handle. So it's very good that we invest in ourselves to grow our career professionally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nkemjika. One of the takeaways is you invest in yourself. Sometimes we allow our good to stop us from getting to the better because we become so comfortable. To make it, to advance, you don't have to be comfortable. You don't have to arrive. Because you keep moving, you keep threshing, you know? Sometimes it's not about, okay, let me try this. Maybe I'll figure this out. You look for one thing, you become consistent. Every day you do something gradually closer to it. Either you read a book relating to that part. Recently, many people on social media are inundated with this story of, is it Chike and some other person, and it's just everywhere. I'm asking myself, I don't even know who this guy is. Today, I was asking someone, who's even this person, who's what and who's that? Everybody's just talking about it. And you look at these people who are talking about this, they one thing, country hard, country hard, country hard. country hard, and you're fixated on somebody else's drama. What are you doing? So we have to work together. And to build a successful career, we need collaboration. We need to be able to discover other people's gifts and interface with them, collaborate with them. You know, we have to submit to be mentored. Money is not everything. I listened to Bovi. He was saying something, how he started. He knew what he wanted to do right from a young age. Something in theater, writing, producing, and all those things. So we all came to realize, the person asked him that he was a PA to RMD. He said yes. And how did he become RMD's PA? He actually took a script to RMD to sell the script to him. He said, "Oga, read this." And RMD told him, well, there's so many scripts. People brought him to his office, showed him so many things people brought to him. He doesn't have time to read it. But at the end, he pressured him. RMD read it and shared with him. It's good, but still needs some work. And asked him if he was willing to be his PA, which he said yes. And from there, he started grooming until the day he said, yeah, he went to RMD and said, I think I can go out on my own. And he gave him his blessing. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid. Don't shy away. And one thing we are going to do is, every one of us here, I'd like for you to write a proposal of what your career is, what you want to do. If you found your career, how you can take it to the next level. What will it take for you to take that career to the next level? If you've not found it, how would you find it? How would you discover the career? How would you discover who you are? When you hear Jane talk, you will never think she's a shy person. But today, we find out she's shy. But she's overcoming it. So how do we build and leverage on each other's skill set, on each other's expertise? So before I continue, I'll maybe take other comments. We want to do something right quick. Those of you who've done data analytics and want to continue in that path, we will sign you up for the advanced data analytics class. Those of you who have done IT support and you want to build further into our IT automation or cybersecurity, we'll also sign you up for that. We want to know what you are good at. We want to know where you are headed to. Whichever, we also want to know what we can do to help you begin to build not just a career, but a successful one. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to concentrate on. All this while, there is a Cipdi way of doing things. We have to be original. We have to be who we are. We are not bound by any structure, any set way of this is how we have to do it. In the past month, we talk about We don't have an agenda. We need to have an agenda, take minutes, this. And I came to realize that's not who we are. We are innovators, finding new ways of doing things, finding new ways of getting things done. So it's not really a set of this, that. You know, we come, there's an agenda, there's minutes, there's this, there's that. So we just gotta be who we are. So we want to build, we want to grow together. Building a career path means you grow and you build with like minds. You grow alongside others. You assist somebody else to grow. Jane, you know, we may look for a social media person for you that will take care of that aspect so you can focus on maybe researching what animals will need to become better and all those things. And maybe there's a whole lot of things. So we are open to have that conversation. Ekene, you talked about you're a statistician, that's what you studied in school. So basically, data, you work with data. So can every one of us here leverage on the other person's strength? And how can we contribute towards covering the other person's weaknesses? So we want to intentionally, purposely, consistently build and grow together. I hope that's a very good plan for many of you here. So, in a nutshell, in Cambridge, Victoria had asked me the other day of an email where the interns were sending their proposals. So if you can also create an email or a directory somehow, you and Ajulo, where these proposals, ideas will go into, look at it together and start pairing so that we can start working together, developing our skill sets and gradually building a career path individually and corporately. Go ahead, CJ. Again, for those of you joining in, we are talking about how do you build a successful career when it seems like there is no headway. CJ, go
Thank
ahead.
you, sir. And when I think J. Francis was saying something, coupled with is it Ajulo? Made mention of two of them made mention of shyness and opportunity of a thing. Like if you see me today, even till today, I used to tell people if you see me, you might not even know that I'm there because of I'm a shy. See me talking here, you thinking as a this my talk is from birth because I started building towards that to make people not to notice that I'm that shy person of the team. I remember what happened before I even entered school. You know, when you finish secondary school, you just have to go out and meet friends. So I was opportune to mingle with a guy. His uncle, his uncle is this person that repair laptop, uh, desktop laptop. So every time we always go and meet him as in play, I will go to their place. always playing, and that man always have work to do. People coming to learn. So there was a day that my friend, he spoiled something. The man used her anger to shout at him instead of you to come and join me, even if you learn how to do this and do even not to even if it's something that's just bringing screwdriver all this thing. But he was shouting to my friend though. I was the one that shouting. After the whole shouting of a thing, I asked the guy, James, guy, this is your uncle that is. It's better you follow him to be learning all these things. At least he will teach us something. And in case if our television was spoiled for us, you can be able to know how to use. That was my mindset I was reasoning that time. Despite that, it's something that has to do with the laptop and desktop. Because I'm seeing desktop is look like something that is half screen. So me, I'm already reasoning television at home in case if there's any fault, I can be able to lose and so like play, I force him. Let's go closer to his uncle. So the man started sending on message. You want to do this? Go and carry bring this and come. We just bring it and keep and just be watching. Gradually, we started if losing. He wants to lose. We said lose all the whole night. He wants to lose all. Leave it. Anytime you want to lose us, you want to tight it. Tell us to go and tight. That's how we started. I grabbed the knowledge of fixing desktop and laptop. If maybe laptop have an issue to lose it and clean everything all it. So I didn't even imagine that thing, that singular art will help me somewhere when I enter school. I thought I was just grabbing it because I remember in the initial stage I was having mindset of television at home to repair in case. But when I enter school, find out that all these engineering students, everybody laptop assignments. Sometimes some students, their laptop is not old laptop, everything having issues. So from lodge, if you want, they will say, my laptop is having issue. I want to go and take it. I say, bring it. I can. Let's lose it. We carry this kitchen knife to lose all those things. I will fix them. I'll fix it for them. So I started doing all these things from there gradually. At least if you settle it for them, they will know how. They will give you a small thing you use to hold body for that for school. Student life now. So I see that single art I learned from that. That's maybe Julie was mentioning of utilizing the opportunity you have. This really helped me. Listen, that when I went for IT, the first money they gave me, I used to go and buy this complete set of a screwdriver, laptop screwdriver, because I said this thing I normally use a knife to lose to attend to students' laptop. It's better I just go and get the material, the tools and keep so that I will be able to be using it to support myself because I already know the background I'm coming from. It's not something I will be going home every time. So I started using that thing to sustain myself. Even when there's a program we went for church one certain time, the system is spoiled. So and it's one a remote area. They are looking for somebody and call the person to come and fix it. And I wanted to use it that day. To the extent of that, they said the person they called, they said he went for an outside work and he can't come make it in next 3 hours. So they started asking because it's a youth program. They started asking, is anybody that knows how to fix this desktop? It's like rats damage something there. So when as I said, I can try. That's what I do. After doing all this, even throughout our journey to back home, they were using me as a cash cruiser. Everybody went to the program. Only me carry 20,000. They go house. Just that because the money they gave me from that program is of fitting that thing. Although I don't know how much they will charge me, because I know it's a very but I just did it because I have little knowledge of. Due to the issue of this idea I just grabbed from that my friend's uncle. That's what gave me that knowledge to learn all these things. So, and this will make me to even that's the essence of it. Anytime you find yourself in somewhere, try to grab something there. But it might not be used that time. Basically, I can use it next time somewhere. You don't know where life will take you to. And also, just wanted to chip in something to suggest something. So, this thing there, you are always do our weekly, this, especially when we are talking about all this talk your own of a thing. If possible, we can make it a way that after we have a YouTube channel, we carve out that particular place, we post there weekly. That's what we drop on there. So people can go to there, and because we are learning from this, our discussions. It's a discussion between one or two, three people. We are learning. So you might look at, hey, I hear somebody say something like that, or even all this, people going through YouTube, they will see, they'll try to play the video and see people talking about something that has to do with something like that. They will stop and listen. So we can make it to and keep our YouTube page working instead of waiting for maybe when time to another edit program you are sharing now. Do that. I think it will help for easy access to confine from some certain things. Thank you.
Well, CJ, you are live on YouTube as we speak. I've been trying for years to get everyone ready, but you all are shy. But today we decided we are going to break that course of shyness. So if your face no show, your voice go enter. So when people watch, they will hear you. Like CJ said, there are many people out there. We need to start changing the narrative, bringing out things that will challenge people, that will educate them and make them think of to do to better themselves. So as we said, it's been a very interesting topic. So in Kimjika, you and Ajulo will create that email. There should be two. Get with Victoria so we can get those things done. And everyone here send, it doesn't have to be so detailed, but something that we can look at and say, okay, this is the path that you've chosen to pursue for yourself, whether it's teaching, whether it's nursing, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's project management, game development, all those things, so that our paths can cross and we can build leveraging from one another's skill set. Iron sharpened iron. So everyone here is an iron. So we want us to be sharp. We want to sharpen one another. So, and again, as we said, for those who are passionate about pursuing certain things, again, it doesn't only have to be in tech. It could be in diplomacy, it could be in advocacy. Some of us might have a career path in the area of advocacy, and we can use tech to do advocacy. Some of us might have a career path in the area of outreach, in the area of teaching. So everything is about building and developing the skill set for that. So having said that, do we have any questions? We didn't want to keep us longer than we should. So we are about to round up. So if there's any questions, please feel free to ask the questions. Victoria and then Kimjika put together everyone so that we can start getting them ready for that class. We might also begin to move beyond just the Coursera certification, but I think that is a very good way to start. And we also look at other areas because we want this enthusiasm for us to be able to build, So one of the things we've done in the past week, as I shared with you guys, was trying to rebuild the Cipdi website. Yesterday, it seemed like it crashed, and we had to, in fact, go throughout this week, try to get certain things through, but finally, we're able to get it again. It does consistent, doing things, willing to learn, willing to try new things. So, we can use that as a start. Also, there's a whole lot of things that we can benefit from one another. You see, we have someone who is into game developing. That's something that we have thought about. Not that I can't do it, I don't have the skill sets yet, but if we can get people that will be able to do it and provide the tools for them to do it. One of the things we did was when we were buying some computers and even iPad, my thinking is this, there are people who would not be able to afford iPhone 17 because these days the telecom companies, the phone companies have figured out a way where they will stop providing updates so that people can upgrade. Now, not everybody in the world has that money to upgrade. So what happens? They are shut out. But if we can figure out a way to create updates for certain devices that the original manufacturer have stopped supporting or creating updates for those phones to keep alive so that people can be connected. If we study those devices and we are able to come up with updates for them, do you know the market for that? How many people that can actually reconnect into the telecoms grid? But again, that's something that we'll look at and all that. So having said that, please, let's take this career thing and let's build it. Let's develop one another and let's continue to support one another as well. So any questions as we round up?
Who will anchor our next meeting, sir?
Okay. In Kemjika, you asked the question, right? Okay, come up with a topic. You anchor the next one. Uh,
I know that's what you say, sir. No problem.
you were ready. That's why you asked. So,
Oh.
right. So Kemjika will anchor our next program and let us come out prepared, on fire, and let's choose topics that will be both for us and for other people. I know Kemjika has something great that she wants to share with us. So, all right, Kemjika, go ahead and lead us in closing prayer.
Okay. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today's successful meeting. Thank you for bringing us all together once more this week. Father, we ask, oh God, that you continue to lead us, continue to help us, go ahead of us, oh God. Put new ideas in our mind, give us wisdom, give us understanding to pilot the affairs of this organization every day. We pray, oh God, that you watch over us this night as we sleep. We ask, oh Lord, that you be with us and grant us peace and success for the rest of the week. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the
Amen.
Father,
Amen.
Lord,